Howdy guys. So last time I made my video on a reset grind, but now I'm at reset 40, which means I can finally go and check out the Chaos World for the first time. So I'm going to show you guys my beyond reset 40 grind. That is, well, it's not just beyond reset 40. This grind is really mainly for Error 404 and Chaos World, among other stuff. So you start out with the same loadout, and it's basically going to be the exact same thing for the start of this video. But it's going to change a little bit. So for starters, this is actually a showcase of the other version of the grind where I don't use the boss rushes. In my opinion, this is the best way to grind because we're going to have um, to fight other stuff. Like theoretically, with TP grind, you could grind DT6, but in my personal opinion, DT6 is just too much. There's a few guys that have around the same HP as DT6, but you can be reckless with them, and they give about half of DT6. I think it really depends on how far you are with resets and strength of your overall damage. Because if you got really high flat damage, then this is probably the method for you. Otherwise, I would just recommend you know, the basics. I will say this is going to be very tricky, almost impossible without pyrokinesis, or not pyrokinesis, sorry. Pyrokinesis is an okay replacement for Snatcher, by the way, Snatcher minion. So if you don't have Snatcher minion, put on Pyrokinesis. But I can't recommend uh-oh. Got that little hit on us. So here's an example of the attack I was talking about. When it pushes you out, you just gotta walk forward. Try to walk forward in the direction you want to go. And also, if you have bike, then you gotta make sure you hit. You'll be able to tell based off of which direction your character is going, inside or out. As soon as he hits you, you want to go straight for using your healing items, though. Whether this is a winning attempt or not is going to be kind of rough. I'm not sure if the push attack is a bug or if it's an intended mechanic to make life miserable. Like an anti-quality of life. Be careful for that too. This boss is kind of mean and will sometimes try to push you off the edge right at the end. So just play it safe and stay close to the center. Destiny. This boss also has the nice bonus of giving you a bit of chromer when you kill it. From here, I'm pretty sure you're used to the standard. So we're gonna just kill the imposter a few times. You can also release a bit early if you're worried about getting damaged. When using the granite weapon, it's important to remember the invincibility frames because granites, when it comes to its invincibility, it will give you full invincibility and vulnerability for like a second when you start using it, which can get buffed by this ability I have. Okay, so this is pretty kill right here. Now, obviously the grind is the same. You kill this guy. Also, charging up the blast, there might be some strategy to where you use it when all your stuff is on cooldown. But personally, I just use it whenever I can. Whenever I intend to do 12 million damage and charge up 12 million, then I'll use it. Yeah, my opinion is that Granite is way more powerful than Kill. It's obviously harder to get. But alright. This one you can just do a slight press, and then it'll sometimes kill him right away. But my favorite way to do it. Yeah. This is kind of the boring half of the grind. Hmm. 6, 7. Wait, why did I just... I'm sorry, chat. So if you just keep doing this grind, you'll actually make it up eventually. It'll take a little bit, but if you do your cards right, then it should be alright. So, 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 so now we're just gonna keep doing the regular grind. Kill up these guys. So for the 6,000 level grind, we're actually gonna change it up a bit. And as soon as we reach level 5,500, and we're about to fight Outer Sans, we're gonna actually kill Strongy up until we get to the right position to where we're somewhere in between the range of 200 TP. This is basically the second form of the grind. And so yeah, once you get the reset 14 grind, you basically just do that and a bit more. Now I'm actually going to do this grind the right way. Okay, perfect. This guy's using the same strat I am. Why did I invite this kid? It, okay, I'm going to stop inviting people. He's laughing, but he doesn't know I have it too. It is pretty nice, though. Yeah, you just kill these guys over and over until you can, yeah. I don't know what language this man speaks. But yeah, we're just gonna do standard grind. I think this is slightly faster way to kill. I mean, we could always try. Both are pretty fast. Yeah, it's basically the same thing as using the blast either way. The blast is slightly faster. Why did I invite him? Yeah, so we're just gonna keep going until 4,900. Yeah, so we're just gonna do the standard grind. Okay, so this is where the blast's actually inferior method. Alright, so this is where the grind's going to deviate from regular, because we're going to grind this until 150, unless we're already at 6,000, and then we'll just go to the straight 200. But we do have to... We are going to have to get way more TP, so we have to kill this guy a lot. And then at some point I'm going to want to get help from the Void. And all the other stuff done. Okay, so we're just gonna... So we're almost there. We're at 400 away level-wise. Yeah, so... Just get that kill. We could probably be able to go a bit more, actually. The only downside with grinding Outer Stance is that he does have that section, which is like a cutscene practically. So this is the point where it gets a bit more iffy. Okay, so now we're just gonna continue this grind. We need every level we can get from this anyway, so we're gonna take it. Alright, so now we're almost there. Then after we finish this, we'll just have to finish off Epic Sans, which won't be too bad. Yeah, so now what we're gonna do, instead of doing the method we did before, we're gonna yeah, you can see we're under 30 minutes. We already gotten quite far. We're already past the reset. So just charge up here. Yeah, so you really just want to kill up to where you're strong enough to. So sometimes you could stop here theoretically. Personally, I think I'm about strong enough to do the third one, which is the one after this guy. Yeah, but if you've made it, if you have Granite, you can do the third one, because Granite is where the majority of my DPS even comes from. This is one of the worst ones to get, by the way, in my opinion. Worst one. Because he doesn't do a ton of damage or nothing. It just, he knocks you back whenever you charge up your ability. And then it's followed up by one of the best ones to get. Pretty manageable. And unlike Gaster, you don't have to worry about almost getting killed and having to have healing items ready. That's a big thing with using Granite, is you have to most of the time have healing items ready. Like here, you're still going to have to worry about it a bit. Like now I'm going to use Flaming Moon. when I use Granite and Air 404, I always make sure that I have a good Flaming Moon cookie or X-Soul ready. Yeah, so so I am kind of quiet during this grind, but it's actually really tricky to do it right. The thing that's tricky with Betty is that whenever Betty shields, it can't be broken. So essentially all the code bosses in this code boss rush all have like some form of a superpower. Since eventually all of them do just basically deal a certain flat amount of damage depending on how far you've gone in the rush. Sometimes the rush roster is a bit different. That's about a one hit for my beam. Wait, so this one starts off with Car, which has 3 million less HP. The reason I like to get the third one is because the third one's where it really becomes worth it. If you don't get to the third one, then it actually becomes statistically better to fight the X-Gaster. Now, theoretically, I could stop now, but I might as well just already kill the Codegaster, since most of the things we're going to be needing for the Chaos World is TP. 8,000 levels and quite a lot of TP. So, you always jump after you use your code, by the way. Or always after using your granite, I mean, not code. You always jump after using it when fighting Codegaster. Because then you'll take less damage from that. Yeah, so you have to use the granite. Also, bonus points doing this grind if you do it with a friend for the TP grind. Same with anywhere else in the grind. The Epic Sans grind is also nice. So yeah, basically, I don't know why I aimed the wrong way. Epic's nice to do for duo. Epic Sans because he has 80 mil HP. This is nicer to do because it can decrease the time you spend by a lot. And if you got a good enough party, you can even go to the next level and you'll only have to do it once instead of twice like I am. Depending on the amount of TP you need, finishing the second time on the third run through might be optional. If you don't have granite, then I'd recommend just doing the regular code bosses after you do the second one again. Unless you can beat the second one super fast like I usually do. And even then, I'd still say the worth of doing the third one is a bit questionable for the grind. But if you get an extra person, it's super worth it. And wait for the TP to come in, then reset your character. That's how you do it. Because there's no way you beat the next guy. Yeah, so now we go to the No Mercy, and you fight this guy until you get your desired level and TP. So this is 10,000 TP, so for me, this won't actually be too bad, other than the TP. Make sure you don't get blasted. And also just stay within this box. I don't know why they even block it off anyway. Also, bonus tip, whenever you use Granite, fire off a snap minion at it too. Now for this one I haven't showcased any, but to be honest, I've basically already done the bulk of the showcase. For this guy, the thing you showcase is the epic guy that I've already been using for Endo. Yeah, it's still really good ability. I remember back when I used to think it was a DPS skill. I learned that it wasn't. Now this is kind of your choose your own adventure half of the fight. You basically determine whether you're a risk taker or not. So like here, for example, you can choose to charge up or not. And then go in for the kill. Yeah. So this is where you invite people to do the grind with you. Also, for anyone who says Air 404 is the best Chroma grind, it's only the best Chroma grind if you got a full party of people. And even still, what's really not that good, because being realistic, killing water cooler 4 times is easier and faster. And if you got a full party, it's still way faster, because a full party killing water cooler, yeah. The only downside compared to water cooler with Air 404 is that water cooler you gotta kind of be a bit more careful with, because he has like I'm pretty sure percentage based attacks. And if not, they still just deal way more damage than errors. I think this is bugged. So the 300 TP you get as a little thing on that is pretty nice because it'll add up to all the TP you'll need for things like Chaos World. This is basically just Outer Tail Sans, but like in the other world. It's definitely a harder one to fight because you actually have to like pay attention while fighting him. Because he actually has decently high damage. But as long as you stay relatively safe, it'll be okay. Now, the thing I'm doing with Granite, I'm just going to call it Granite. I don't really care anymore. But where I do it kind of risky, that's completely optional and it's a personal preference choice. Although if you have Granite, you should realistically have these healing items and it should be safe. As long as you have good healing items, good cooldowns left, then you'll be fine. But if you have not the best healing items, maybe, then it's still totally okay to play it safe. The only issue is that playing it super safe will take more time, and this phase is so deadly that you might just die. Also, it's a nice little bonus to kill him during the blast and still have it going, because then you'll get extra time during the attack, because you won't insta die whenever Granite's open. It gives you temporary invincibility frames, and yeah, stationary bosses like this one are also really nice. Yeah, so we're actually the recharge I get from HP is from the little antenna, which is one of the many drops from beating Tenna. which makes granite go from being good to being really good. Because it gives you heals and additional iframes. Oh, seriously? What? I didn't even think they could be that valuable. That's crazy. So from this point in the grind, it's pretty self-explanatory. You basically just continue grinding for that TP and levels. Always try to get that invite. It's kind of clingy and kind of desperate, but you gotta get it because it'll really help you out. I had to be muted for a sec. I'm back now. So basically, you're just gonna wanna blast these guys. But yeah, I'm just gonna go kill this guy real quick. So yeah, we're gonna charge up. Gonna want to use that. And then, perfect. Level 8,000 is acquired. But if you notice, we don't got 10k TP. So back to the code world we go. Now I'm gonna be real. There is two methods to grind the TP, and one of them is DT6. I'm still personally a believer that this method is faster. We could try this out, see if this is faster. It's alright for 59 TP. So this is a solid option. You charge up at the start, you release, and then he dies. But yeah, I'm still a believer in Reset Rush. I swear I heard something. Friend everyone as I always do. Okay, that went terribly wrong. We're gonna try to fix this real quick. So now we got our friend here, I believe. Yeah, Randall. We're gonna see. So he got high enough damage. I don't think he does. I think we're gonna reset character after this. If that's cool with Randall. I mean, it better be, because otherwise I'm gonna have to do TS solo again. It is nice to have some other person dealing damage. He's not quite dealing as much as me, but he is doing some damage. Like there he messed up. He should have taken the aggro. Always remember to take the aggro when your opponent is charging up the blast, unless you don't have enough HP to tank it. Like that. Perfect. Perfect shield break. I personally like to call it shield though. Yeah, make sure he's absorbing all that damage. I wonder what Randall's trying to grind for. Maybe he's just trying to pit away some time. Oh, you know what? He's probably grinding for Epic Sans. Wait, but he has 19 resets. So it can't be Epic Sans. And also he's way ahead of that. Unless he's grinding for some other reset TP thing I forgot about. I might have forgotten about something at some point. But I don't remember this reset milestone very well. I'm such an idiot. I just threw away 500 TP. Oh. I just thrown it all away. Alright, is this kid good? He is not. Bro. I didn't think he had this much of a lack of confidence, brother. This stinks. I'm actually so mad. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're gonna do this the right way.
and not reset right before it like last time.
Yeah, so I lied. This guy is. I don't know how to say this name without accidentally saying a slur, so we're just gonna call him Yellow Sans. Yellow Sans is the best one to get. He does the most damage, but he's the easiest one to quick kill. This boss is really annoying though. I think it's his walk speed. He has kind of high walk speed. Well, higher than I'd want it to be. He's not like hypersonic or anything. He's just, I don't know. He's just, he. Let's not make the same mistake this time and reset our character before. Perfect. Alright, chat. Yeah, we're actually making okay time for getting to Chaos World. Let's see if we can get to Chaos World in within 2 hours. From nothing to Chaos World in 2 hours. Well, level 50. But I mean, this grind starting from level 50 and level 1. Realistically, it's the same. Yeah, partially charged blast isn't bad either. It's better to try to hit him with a partially charged than to hit him with nothing. Okay. Back away far. Partially charged is also nice if you don't want to take a ton of damage, but like you got a little second. Or if you're trying to stall, but you don't want to stall for too long. Granite is an okay stall. For things like the lab gaster, stalling with granite could be really useful. It's also just a really good attack item. Kind of like how code works. It's also really good for dodge fights. Like Alphys or DB. Or DBP, I mean. Disbelief. Yeah, so I like to charge very often. I like to charge up my beam. Let's see if I can try to sneak myself a crew. Hmm. Yeah, I blundered that shot. Yeah, every one that Betty eats up is one that you can't use. Remember back when I was a 30 reset player? Huh. This guy's talking with a third party. Wow, Code Betty's actually really annoying. Because they can totally eat up all your attacks if you don't use it right. Yeah, I used to main Mask, but then I was told about how much better Granite is. So now I main Granite instead. No. Huh. It's completely skill-based boss. 10 is. This is gonna take a while. You'll notice I call it hits instead of hit points. Whenever I say hits, I'm referring to where you have to multi-hit them. This shows how old the server is. Some of them were a day old. Let's actually compare this to X-Gaster Grind and Lank. I think mathematically, without including the variables of re-entering it and just including the HP variable, it's still worth it to kill the third guy because re-entering the arena again just is way too much. 50 at a time means you'd have to do this like 7 times. You'd have to do X-Gaster 7 times in the time it takes to do one good run of these. So overall, I think this is just better. How's he not dead? Okay, we're just gonna hope that. Okay, good. We get negative. I can't say his name. We get Yellow Sands. I swear I'm not racist. It just his name is just so can't even. Hey, this TP is boosting our HP stat a lot though. Means a lot of people in the Chaos world probably have at least 4 mil HP. At least I'd assume so. Because I mean, I think my strat will be to give it up if it's a Betty because of how long Bettys take to fight. Which does mean that this one is more luck based. which I'd say is a little bit upsetting. Yeah, on that last second before Granite is fully charged, you just run away as far as you can from that enemy. That way they walk through the whole blast. This is also pretty good if he gets face up to you and you get lucky like that. That's how you get the most damage. Charge up here. Hit him a few times. I will say it's really nice to have good shield breaks. Okay, kill this guy. He'll be dead pretty soon, I think. Alright. Now wait. We wait here. No, because I don't think it's possible to beat the next wave unless you get... Interesting code Sans. I hope I can get some good stuff from the Chaos World that'll give me enough damage to be able to kill these guys even easier for when I have to do help from the Void. It's gonna be pain. But I do need Pocket Core as well, so I'm gonna have to... I meant this new guy on Unwavering. We'll just give him the nickname Bacon. But I made my first video that I posted about my reset grind because I wanted to show him my grind. But if I can get him to get the mystery things for the Pocket Core guy, then we could like get good setups and loadouts and like see if we can like defeat the guy. We just need to make sure he's got this weapon. Because Granite is like really OP. It's like way too underestimated, I feel. I underestimated it. Because I was a mask user. Now the upside with mask is that it does have very high single hit DPS. And it also, with mask V2, I'm pretty sure its damage exponentially gets more the more you use it. At least up to a degree, likely. The problem is that Mask has a passive regen, and even though the passive regen with Mask is nice, it's not as good as Granite because Granite hits for like fully charged up like 400k like a ton of times, dealing up to 12 million. Well, Mask V2 only does like 4 or 5 million after hitting 3 times, and then you have a long cooldown. That's longer than Granite. But it's all about how your build is. If you're willing to be with an offensive build like mine, I would argue it's offensive, then you're going to want to use Granite. But if you're looking for a more defensive, while also dealing high damage build, then Mask is an okay pick. After you get like the 9, maybe 19 resets it is to fight it though. Um, it's pretty much already put as inferior compared to Granite, so I used to main Mask, but for beginners I can't recommend more to get Granite. It's really easy to get early on within the grind, and it'll make getting stuff done super easy. Even Snatcher Stance to get Snap Minion will actually be pretty easy. Because these guys have the same health, I kill them in like a few minutes. That sounds always deadly. I think cutters do more damage the stronger you get, because before they did like 290,000. I feel like now they do more. Alright, a few people I can invite here. Any join me? Nope. Not a single one. Yeah, depending on whether we get Betty or not, we might just not do the third one. Because I don't even know if we can kill Betty consistently. I mean, like, that was very hard to do when I did it. This is a bit unideal that some of them have more and some of them have less when it comes to HP. But since this guy has no shields, well, actually that doesn't change too much as long as it's not Betty shield. He's also a slower walker than most of the Sansas. So overall, yeah. You always like to shoot out that snap minion while your blast is going. If you're on PC. You might be able to do it on mobile, but I haven't really tested that yet. Now here, I would, sometimes Noel Snowgrave doesn't work. If you get really good with it, you can do this and then put Snowgrave on them as well for max efficiency during the time of the blast. And sometimes if you don't have those stuff off cooldown, you can pull out cutters if they get close to you. Otherwise, save your cutters. This is an example where having it charged up is really nice because then you can do that. This is where having TP is really nice, I would say. The more you beat them, the more buffer you have with your HP stats. Sometimes killing Gaster can get a little scary like there it did. But I mean level 8,000 plus like 10k total TP by the end of this, we're going to be looking pretty tanky. There's an example where Gaster actually flips the way your shot was going to go, the trajectory of it. We're almost at 10k TP. Which means I'm going to be in Chaos World pretty soon here. Spam jump, get out of there. It's pretty routine at this point. You know the drills with a lot of these. Just reset your character. If I have to be specific with that, I can't just say reset because there's also resets in this game, but reset your character if you get Betty for the most part. If you have a good crew, don't reset your character. Like, period. Just don't. A good crew should have Granite equipped, by the way. Or even better if they have Death Beam. I want to get Death Beam at some point. So if any of y'alls want to help me get like Pocket Core and Death Beam, just let me know, Loki. Or if you guys want to get help, because like honestly, you guys would still probably help out if I was doing it with you. I don't have a ton of slots left in my friends list, but I can always delete people who like, yeah. It's gonna be rough. I don't think we're gonna get to. Don't think we're gonna get to Chaos World within 2 hours. Although we have made all right pace, not price. I totally messed this up, but still doing all right. I was kind of letting it slip with my will's eye, but it is what it is. Thank you.
It's not super hot because it cools, so
Okay.
don't forget 9:30 right now.
Okay. Got it. So at this point, it's pretty obvious you just grind till 10k for chaos. But if you're doing Era 404 or even the 50 reset help from the Void boss, not 30, 50, then you probably only need to worry about getting 1k, heading over to the other world, and killing the guy till you got enough levels, and then you'll probably happen to get the TP. And if you don't, then you just come back here and get the levels. I also believe this is a faster TP grind than killing him. Although it is kind of a close bet with these guys. Either way would work probably. Might need a bit more. It's okay. Yeah, I did. Yeah, of a sausage. So yeah, pretty standard. I mean, I'd assume this grind is a standard grind. I'm not sure how it compares to other grinds. I didn't mention this in my reset grind video, but maybe I did. But pre-reset 14, and actually pre-reset 21 realistically. Theoretically, before that you would grind in on it. It's a bee swarm guy. Me love bee swarm. That's the old game I used to play. But theoretically, you could spam use medium or large capsules. I personally use large capsules because I like to get more XP, but the only thing with that is that you gotta be prepared to grind a lot for resources. And you have to be strong enough to essentially be worthy of that. Strong courage. After Chaos World, I've basically done most of my hard grind. Since I believe 50 resets is the final reset required thing I'm going to need. Unless there's stuff with more resets in the Chaos World. I remember back when I used to have dreams about the Chaos World. Yeah, I know, I was a crazy Unwavering Soul kid. Also, I still wonder if String Master Cutter is better. Because String Master's got this cooldown to it. And then on top of that, Cutter is faster. Way faster cooldown. Obviously, Master String's definitely better than a Razor Saber. And is the highest flat DPS item I have. Someone's fallen down there, so. I'm waiting for an invite to that. I leave me no choice but to invite them. Let's get this boss on the road. Well, boss rush on the road. Does it like remain unchanged, or is there? I wonder if it's truly RNG. Oh shoot, hold on. Give me 1 sec, chat. Alrighty, chat. So, as always, we're gonna continue. Doing it the way Underman would. Undertale Man. You can also use Rocket Fist on this move. So that's kind of nice. Alrighty, chat. So, our past 2 hour goal, it doesn't seem like we're gonna reach it. If we're trying to be realistic. But when it comes to raw footage grind, this is pretty good, I'd say. Yeah, for me, it's taken about 2 hours, I would say, to get to Chaos World with Reset Rush in mind. But if you do Reset Rush as your method and you get people, then the amount of time it'll take you it'll be significantly shorter. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that the TP or the code or whatever it is. Yeah, so yeah, we're actually almost there with TP. Might have been faster to grind Epic without a party. But heck do I know, right? And yeah, this grind's probably very botched up if anyone's like an expert in playing Unwavering Soul. Or just like way better than me. That's because it's my second time doing it. Versus my reset grind, which I've done countless times before. Okay, and so basically, yeah, this is last one was not my first rodeo. This is my second rodeo, so quite a bit of a different skill level at this, I'd say. I would say 5 million HP is probably common for Chaos World. Realistically, though, after Help from the Void and after I complete like all the Togor stuff along with Chaos World, I pretty much beaten Unwavering Soul. Of course, we still got a ton of stuff in the Deltarune world to do, like beating up Garrison and taking out Queen because I suck at the punch out. But we've definitely done more than we have left to do. Only thing is the things we have left to do, like Alphys Neo. They are some of the hardest stuff in the game. Oh yeah, and also the final last breath. So by the time we even make it to beating them all, There's probably going to be more stuff we can do in Unwavering. But for now, we wait. Of course, from there, I can help other people with raids, fighting different bosses and all that. Does the man actually join us? No, of course not. You'd never do that. Yeah, so the strat for this, the start of the code rush, is to position yourself in the center at the farthest back from there you can be. Either way, as long as you're turned to face the center of the center line, central line of area. You do that and then you prepare it. I didn't say that right. You pre-do your load. I can't say anything right. But you like start holding it in. You start holding your attack, charging it up. It is probably probably a TP theoretically possible. I can't get anything right. TP theoretically possible. It's probably theoretically possible to charge and shoot attacks, but I'd require precise timing. So I just do the shot. Yeah, Yellow Sans is the best and the only definitive option for the third guy. If it's Gaster, you gotta make sure you have good healing items, and if it's Betty, you gotta have higher DPS. So since I don't have high enough DPS, I can't beat Betty, but I can beat Gaster. Because I have some of the top few healing items in the game. Shoot that out. Keep slicing and dicing Gaster. My thousands are halfway to 5 mil. On my thousands, at least. Snat's really nice because then you can combo it with Cutter to do really insane damage. I don't know if it's something that's exclusive to Cutter, but Cutter's one of the best to combo with Snatcher. Rocket Fist is essentially a second Snat that does less damage. Yeah, Snat's really nice because he has really good DPS. Snat minion is one of the best DPSs. And it also multi-hits. So when you don't have the True Lab Gaster stuff, like for example, Help from the Void. Alright, I think I'm just gonna finish off this grind because we're almost there by killing a few Codex Gasters. Thinking on it now though, Epic Sans is probably the better option because Epic Sans does theoretically do more. Because he also levels you up a bit. Something Code Boss Rush can't say about itself. Alright, let's check out Chaos World. See what the big deal about it is. See if it's worth all the chaos. Whoa. Huh? It's probably pre-updated Delta rune. I don't know why my Snowwell ability is glitching. That wasn't really too hard, no. How does this do? This is nice because it kills off both of them pretty quickly. Hedgy Barney. I heard that Jovel's pretty hard, so we'll save him for after this. Long stick. Does this live up to its hype? Hmm? Nah, it's trash. Before we go after Jovel, any healing item drops? No. I think all these upgraded weapons have made Chaos World a bit softer than it used to be. Well, I'm also probably saying this because this guy used to be considered the hardest boss. But he is weaker than Error 404, I would say. It's true, he does hit like a train. But as long as you play your cards right, it's actually way faster to beat him. Don't see him. There he is. Wait for it. Send out Snap Minion. My gosh, where was Snap? Dodge. Dodge 4 days. Shoot for the center. See, I feel like this with un-TP grinded stats would have been way harder. We are going to fight carefully, though, because we don't want to get ourselves killed here on accident. I will say this does hurt your head after a while. Metamorphosis. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, this is why he's how he is. He is the true definition of chaos, chaos. That's for sure. His attack scheme is unpredictable. It was so worth it. I lived to tell the tale, so it was worth it. He's almost dead. Gotta play the rest of it safe, though. He's only 7 mil away. Let's try this thing out. Anything. Whoa. 750? 750,000? That's gotta be better than Cutter. No. Let's compare. The fact that this does 700k though. Ease. $800k in 1 second, roughly. Well, 750k in 1 second. Versus what's this in 1 second? Oh, that's way better. Even if you're just generally considering, yeah, it's still way better. Well, this is like Chaos World speedrun. 2 hours, 30 minutes. Give me 1 sec, chat. Yeah, thanks for watching this guide. I think it was really impressive I could even do Chaos World and get all that done in just like 2 hours. The stats to get there is about 2 hours-ish. And if you get good luck and optimize it well, you can do it even faster. But I hope this guide, along with my other guides, help you make more progress in Unwavering. I'm not fighting a mystery man right now. Bye.